I've watched clouds of birdwing butterflies sipping minerals from the muddy banks of a river in Borneo, and thousands of fireflies flashing their luminous bottoms in synchrony at night in the swamps of Thailand. At home, in my garden in Sussex, I've spent countless hours on my stomach, watching grasshoppers court a mate and see off rivals, earwigs tend their young, ants milk honeydew from aphids, and leafcutter bees snip leaves to line their nests. I've had enormous fun, but I've been haunted by the knowledge that these creatures are in decline. It's 50 years since I first collected those caterpillars in the school playground, and every year that has passed since, there have been slightly fewer butterflies, fewer bumblebees, fewer of almost all the myriad little beasts that make the world go round. These fascinating and beautiful creatures are disappearing, ant by ant, bee by bee, day by day. Estimates vary and are imprecise, but it seems likely that insects have declined in abundance by 75% or more since I was 5 years old. The scientific evidence for this grows stronger every year, as more and more studies are published describing the collapse of monarch butterfly populations in North America, the demise of woodland and grassland insects in Germany, or the seemingly inexorable contraction of the ranges of bumblebees and hoverflies in the UK. In 1963, 2 years before I was born, Rachel Carsons warned us in her book, Silent Spring, that we were doing terrible damage to our planet. She would weep to see how much worse it has become. Insect-rich wildlife habitats such as hay meadows, marshes, heathland and tropical forests have been bulldozed, burnt or ploughed to destruction on a vast scale. The problems with pesticides and fertilizers, she highlighted, have become far more acute, with an estimated 3 million tons of pesticide now going into the global environment every year. Some of these new pesticides are thousands of times more toxic to insects than any that existed in Carson's day. Soils have been degraded, rivers choked with silt and polluted with chemicals. Climate change, a phenomenon unrecognized in her time, now threatens to further ravage our beleaguered planet. These changes have all happened in our lifetime, on our watch, and they continue to accelerate. The decline of insects is terribly sad for those of us who love these little creatures and value them for themselves. But it also threatens human well-being, for we need insects to pollinate our crops, recycle dung, leaves and corpses, keep the soil healthy, control pests, and much, much more. Many larger animals, such as birds, fish, and frogs, rely on insects for food. Wildflowers rely on them for pollination. As insects become more scarce, our world will slowly grind to a halt, for it cannot function without them. As Rachel Carsons said, man is a part of nature, and his war against nature is inevitably a war against himself. I now spend much of my time trying to persuade other people to love and care for insects, or, at the very least, to respect them for all the vital things they do. That, of course, is why I wrote this book. I want you to see insects as I do, as beautiful, surprising, sometimes surpassingly strange, sometimes sinister and disturbing, but always marvelous and deserving of our esteem. You will, I think, be amazed at some of their more peculiar habits, life cycles, and behaviors, which make the imaginings of science fiction writers seem ploddingly mundane. As we explore the world of insects, their evolutionary history, their importance, and the many threats that they face, the chapters are separated by short interludes, brief explorations of the lives of some of my favorite insects. While time is running out, it's not yet too late to save the day. Our insects need your help. Most have not yet gone extinct, and if we can just give them some space, they can recover swiftly, for insects can breed fast. Insects live all around us, in our gardens, parks, farmland, in the soil beneath our feet, and even in the cracks in a city pavement. So we can all get involved in looking after them and ensuring that these vital creatures do not disappear. We may feel helpless in the face of many of the environmental issues that loom on our horizon, but we can all take simple steps to encourage insects. I argue that we need profound change. We should invite more insects into our gardens and parks, turning our urban areas